Forest animals. One of the main wonders that nature has created is the forest. In any weather and season, this miracle of nature pleases the eye, and there is no better walk through the mysterious fairy tale birch grove or through the sunny mysterious spruce forest. The forest is also a great home and a wonderful refuge for many animals, insects and birds. And what are they, these inhabitants of the forest? Wolf. These predatory animals do not live and hunt alone, but in large packs of wolves. They are very smart as they have a very sophisticated hunting technique as a group. Hare. This cowardly animal has large ears that catch the slightest rustle. And the long hind legs help the hare to make jumps several meters long and thereby quickly run away from the predator. It is not for nothing that the coward's eyes are called oblique, because with them he can see everything not only in front, but also on the sides and even behind. This animal feeds on grass in summer, and in winter it gnaws on twigs or tree bark. They live alone and only in the spring somewhere in a clearing gather in large flocks. Squirrel. Different species of these animals live in forests, jumping from branch to branch, in search of their favorite seeds, nuts and cones. They have very powerful jaws, which can easily crack through hard shells. A wonderful decoration of squirrels is their beautiful and fluffy tails. Fox. A cunning inhabitant of wildlife with a curious muzzle and a beautiful, red fur coat, enchants the eye. It feeds mainly on berries and fruits, but loves to feast on hares and birds. He hides his offspring in a hole, which he often steals from other animals. Elk. This is one of the largest inhabitants of the forest. It lives and feeds near water, where it mostly hides from predatory animals. Hedgehog. These are real dormouse that sleep all day, and only in the evening go in search of food. Although they are small, they are very brave, because they are not afraid to attack even a poisonous snake, and their spines help them in this. What a beautiful forest full of surprises. Walking among the majestic trees of your native forest, sometimes you feel like the only guest. The apparent silence is fraught with many secrets and surprises. One has only to raise one's head to the mighty crowns, as our gaze opens up a variety of high-living inhabitants soaring in the sun's rays. Woodpecker. It is easy to meet a great spotted woodpecker in a pine forest. A valuable inhabitant, it destroys pests that eat tree bark, caterpillars, ants, aphids, and titmouse and flycatchers like to nest in hollowed-out hollows. Cuckoo. The cuckoo calls tirelessly, forcing them to look for it among the spreading crowns of trees. The forest is diverse not only with birds, a variety of animals can be found in the vastness of the wild forest. Here it is easier for them to hide from the enemy and find food. Bear. The northern forest is a native home for bears. Thick fur, the ability to accumulate fat and hibernate, helps them to survive severe frosts more easily. Squirrels and chipmunks. Squirrels and chipmunks, not having such an opportunity, prepare for winter in advance. Making stocks of nuts, seeds, grains, they safely survive the winter starvation. With a poor harvest of nuts, in winter, squirrels feed on buds and shoots of plants, the bark of shrubs, and especially savvy ones look for chipmunks' stores and steal their valuable supplies. Elk. Elk, another giant of the wild forest, lives in pine and birch, and often in mixed forests. On long legs, he easily overcomes thick thickets and deep snows. In the warm period, it feeds on plant shoots, berries, leaves and grass. It is harder for the moose in winter. Here the bark of trees and needles, dry grass, not covered with snow, come to the rescue. An elk is a rather peaceful animal, and in a difficult winter period does not refuse human help. Any household waste, grain and hay are suitable for top dressing. In turn, the elk can also thank people. Tamed, it carries heavy loads through the forest and gives healthy milk. Wild boars. In the impenetrable thickets of forests, it is not uncommon to stumble upon traces of wild boars. The boar itself is a rather cautious animal and does not seek to meet a person. Thick skin with rough bristles protects from damage and allows the boar to make his way where a person cannot access. The wild boar is not picky in the choice of food and, it seems, does not disdain anything. With a strong snout, it breaks the roots of trees, taking out worms and larvae, and snaps acorns. He loves mushrooms and berries, and does not refuse grass and plant shoots. It feeds mainly at night, and prefers to sleep during the day. Wolves. Not everyone is so lucky to eat grass and seeds, many animals need meat. So wolves and foxes hunt all year round for smaller brothers, sometimes entering settlements where it is possible to get a pet bird. Insects. But not only the beautiful forest is filled with animals and birds, small insects, making up most of the bird's diet, perfectly coexist in this company, and baby ants clean the forest from insect pests.